In this video, we'll learn how to sketch quadratic graphs without using a table. Normally, to sketch these graphs, we would draw a table, substitute values of x, and plot coordinates. But that can take a long time. However, we can sketch quadratic graphs by finding where they cross each axis and drawing a U-shape through the points. Before continuing with this video, you should already be able to solve quadratic equations by factorizing. Links to our factorizing video are in the description or top right corner now. Okay, let's get going. Here is an example. Sketch the graph of y equals x squared minus 11x plus 28. Let's see the method. Okay, we're going to first put the equation equal to 0 and solve x squared minus 11x plus 28 equals 0 to find where the graph meets the x-axis. And the reason why we make y equals 0 and solve is because all points on the x-axis have a y-coordinate of 0. And to solve this equation by factorizing, we need two numbers that multiply to make 28 and add to make minus 11. And because these numbers must add to make a negative and multiply to make a positive, they both must be negative. Now, listing the negative factors of 28 in pairs and checking which adds to make minus 11, we get minus 28 and minus 1, which does not work because minus 28 plus minus 1 is minus 29. Also, minus 14 and minus 2 doesn't work either, but minus 7 and minus 4 does, because minus 7 plus minus 4 is minus 11. And so, x squared minus 11x plus 28 can be written as x minus 7 times x minus 4, which is equal to 0, so that means x minus 7 equals 0 or x minus 4 equals 0. And so x equals 7 or x equals 4 are the solutions. And what this means is that the graph crosses the x-axis at the points 7, 0 and 4, 0. Now we can actually find where the graph meets the y-axis very, very easily just by looking at the equation. It's actually the number at the end. So this graph intercepts the y-axis at y equals 28. And the reason why this is that points on the y-axis have an x-coordinate of 0. And what this means is that the graph crosses the y-axis at 0, 28. Okay, finally, now that we have all 3 points, we can draw a U-shape through them to complete the graph. Okay, so draw a pair of axes with a ruler, label them x and y, and mark roughly where the 3 points are, before drawing a smooth U-shaped curve through them to complete the graph. So 4, 0 and 7, 0 are down here on the x-axis, and 0, 28 is up here on the y-axis. Now as a tip, all quadratic graphs are symmetric, so aim to make your graph as symmetric as possible, although this could take some practice, but don't worry if it isn't perfect. Okay, now it is your turn. Here is another example. Sketch the graph of y equals x squared minus 7x minus 18. Follow the method from the last question shown here on the right hand side. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, so here is the answer. We're going to first find where it crosses each axis, and this means first putting y equals 0 and solving x squared minus 7x minus 18 equals 0 by factorizing. So in other words, finding two numbers that multiply to make minus 18 and add to make minus 7. So we have minus 18 at the top, and then factors in pairs are minus 18 and 1, which does not add to make minus 7. And then the second pair is minus 9 and 2, and since this is the pair we want, there's no need to list any more factors, and we can write the quadratic as x squared minus 7x minus 18 is equal to x minus 9 times x plus 2, which is equal to 0, so x minus 9 is equal to 0, or x plus 2 is equal to 0, meaning that x is equal to 9 or x is equal to negative 2. Now what this means is the graph crosses the x-axis at 9, 0 and minus 2, 0, And all that's left is to find where it meets the y-axis, which can actually be found by looking straight at the equation, which we have x squared minus 7x minus 18. Minus 18 is the number on its own, so it crosses the y-axis at minus 18. And now that we have all 3 points, we can draw a U-shaped curve through them. So again, draw the axes, label them x and y, mark the points where they meet, so 9, 0, minus 2, 0, and 0, minus 18, and draw a smooth curve through them that looks U-shaped and is symmetric. Okay, thank you for watching. Hope your graph looks similar to what we have. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment below if you have any suggestions for future videos. Subscribe so you get notified when the next video is out, and feel free to share with your friends if you think it would be helpful.